All comedy doesn't need to be bright and happy to have you rolling on the floor with laughs. Maybe it tells us how messed up some of us are, but black comedy, the comedy that is hilarious but also deeply disturbing, can be the best of the comedy genre. It often combines dark themes with jokes that poke at those themes in a number of different ways. If you enjoy black comedy anime, then give these distinctly disturbing and hilarious anime recommendations a try. Let's begin. Number 1, Sankaria. This story was very enjoyable to me. It had just the right amount of comedy and eki without hurting the quality of the entire show. It pulls you in to see what on earth could happen next. With the whole plot around zombies, you can't usually go wrong. Usually the story will have you wanting things to happen and wish things continue, since there's only one season. Overall, this was a pleasant journey. I yearned for more in the end, and that means that the anime did a great job. You'll love the situations they get into as well as the overall story. The artwork just adds more praise to such a wonderful anime. If you like the idea of zombies and a bit of romance, then give it a try. I did and was thoroughly surprised. Number 2, Prison School. When you hear about a group of students being held in a campus prison and being tortured by their classmates using both physical and sexual methods, do you think that this is going to be black comedy material? If you answered no, you haven't seen Prison School. This anime takes an inherently unsettling premise and turns it into something that's super hilarious. It's an extreme comedy about a daring group of students who, well, want to catch some chicks. The show stops at nothing to deliver on laughs, so be cautious about age-appropriate watching. I'd call it a no-boundaries comedy with just as much fan service as disservice. If I had to say something bad about the show, it would be that the show may be difficult to watch with others or in public. The art takes a bit of getting used to, but becomes a core part of the comedic value once you get used to it. Number 3, Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. Teaching isn't exactly the world's easiest job, but most teachers don't take their professional and existential stress as far as Nozomu Itoshiki, also known as Zetsubo Sensei or Mr. Despair, does. Itoshiki is constantly moved to abject misery at the slightest inconvenience and declares his plans to take his own life on a daily basis. These plans are often loudly screamed about in front of his high school students. This could easily be the subject of deeply depressing drama, but instead, all of the despair is depicted with scathing humor. Her character dynamic, though, and Jinrui does not disappoint in this regard. Watashi is easily one of the most unique protagonists we have had in an anime for quite some time. Nowhere is she defined by cute, idealized traits, by fanservice, or through tropes and archetypes. She is her own character, her own person. Her internal thoughts and dry, cynical dialogue with the other characters are an important force in the social critique and comedy, which often contrast and amplify the ridiculousness of the situation. It is deadpan humor at its finest. Number 5, Dokuro-chan. Kusakabe Sakura is visited one day by a mysterious angel. Some might see this as a blessing, but for Sakura's life becomes a living hell. Not only is Dokuro lazy and a freeloader, she is also violent and somewhat delusional. Offend her, and she'll club you to death with her spiked bat Excalibur. Unfortunately for Sakura, she has a kind heart and will restore him to life each time he meets his grisly end, only so he can repeat the whole cycle of pain at a later time. Plot: Bokusatsu Tenshi Dokuro-chan is a perverted, twisted, yet undeniably funny black comedy. However, it's almost impossible to review objectively. The gags are laid out almost in a sketch comedy style, where you take one exaggerated, oddball character and put her into normal situations. Although that particular brand of humor gets milked far too much, there's also another more subtle layer beneath it. When the show isn't playing it safe with the copious amounts of violence and eki, it actually dabbles in some intelligent parody and self-satire. The actual story is pretty silly to begin with. Sometime in the future, Sakura will invent technology to make women stop aging and appear to be 12 years old. Although Sakura was trying to usher in a new world for pedophiles, his invention becomes the key to immortality. Angelic assassin Sabato is sent to the past to kill him, but Dokuro, a rogue angel, believes she can stop the invention without killing Sakura.